getting ready to head out to the art show. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I have meds I take at dinner, and this thing is like from 5:30 to 9. That's like a whole thing. Like when you have a chronic illness and there's evening plans, and you have to like think about your medication schedule around the event. It's so annoying, and I'm so nervous, and I shouldn't be. All right, anyway, gotta go. I ran to Target and got one of these. These are so good. One of my favorite like emergency protein bars, and then baby food. Because baby food, how do the kids say it? Baby food always comes in clutch. No matter how stressed I am, I never have any tummy issues from eating it. I think I've realized one of the reasons why this is such an emotional thing for me, to have this piece of art being shown and to read the poem that I wrote. It's because when all this started with my health and I started trying to figure out what's going on with my physical and my mental health, it was just my story. But over the last couple of years, since I started sharing my story on TikTok and on YouTube, and you all have been sharing your own versions of things not being okay, of having to hide your pain or your neurodiversity or whatever it is. So like, I think what freaks me out about reading this poem about peace not equaling quiet is that I don't feel like I'm just reading it for me anymore. I feel like I'm reading it for you as well, because it's not just my story anymore. It's our story. And our story deserves to be told. That or I'm overthinking this whole thing. Just a little tiny bit of context. This poem is can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. All right, I was gonna use the mic, but I have a loud voice. Anyways, this poem is a reflection on what it's like for some of us who have chronic illness or maybe mental health struggles, and when those things are not always believed or understood. So it is the aspect of peacekeeping where sometimes we keep the peace at the expense of solving problems. It's titled Peace and Quiet. I told them I was not okay. They said I had to help myself. And so I smiled and walked away. I put my problems on the shelf. I told them I was in great pain. They said I wasn't all that sick. Thank you, I said, and went my way. I was accused of playing a trick. I yelled that I needed some help. They said, shut up. You look just fine. I called upon my iron will and ran across the finish line. I screamed that I was suffering. They laughed and said to walk it off. And so I limped with broken limbs. I'll bet he's faking, they all scoffed. I gave up and lost my will. I kept my problems to myself. Good morning, aren't you looking well? They said to me as I walked in. I lied and said, I'm doing great, masking the pain that was within. They said, you're so much calmer now. Glad you stopped making such a riot. Guess when they said they wanted peace, they just wanted me to be quiet. All right, well, I did it. My first art show. It was really exciting. It was really overstimulating. It was really terrifying to have people look at something that I created and peruse it and stare at it, and then to share a poem with, about
maybe 40 people were there, maybe 50, I don't know. It was a really good experience. I'm really glad that I did it. And then I got to meet the artist in residence, the William and Mary artist in residence, Steve Prince. He got up and did a presentation about really about peace and peacekeeping, and he shared several of his works of art, a sculpture that he created that's up on the campus of William and Mary, and several other works of art he talked about and told the stories behind them. And it was really inspiring to see a polished professional artist presenting. It was just a really good experience, and I got to talk to him for a little bit, and I made such a fool of myself. I was like gushing and like fanboying. I think that's what they call it. But I don't care. I don't care. It was cool to meet somebody that I admire and respect and who inspires me. It was a great night. It was a great night. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did the scary thing. Yay me, and all that jazz.